Welcome to another episode of Talkin Shop. I've got my good friend Scott Frank here, who is visiting from California. Our weather here is not quite as nice, but you see he's got the jacket on and I'm braving it with the t-shirt on. I stole a little bit of his time while he's here. I wanted to revisit the topic that we had on my podcast with Scott about life planning. And it's a kind of a different approach to financial planning, kind of a deeper dive, and it's something that I really like and really respect. And I wanted Scott to have another chance to put this out there and let people know about it, and also kind of talk about how he works with his clients and why he chose to take this direction. So with that, Scott, why don't you kind of give everybody your definition of what life planning is and maybe how it's different from your traditional basic financial planning?
Yeah, so life planning, financial life planning is what I view as is financial planning done right. Mm-hmm. If you think of traditional financial planning, it's really helping someone look at their money and look at their life and blend the two things together. The thing that can be missing is we don't focus on what the core values and the core vision is for a family before we look at what they should do with their money and their life together. So a lot of people come in thinking they want to retire when they're 65 and they don't really think about why. Right? And so it's really just starting to look at what truly matters most to you in life, and then let's look at how we should line up your money with your life. Right.
And when we had the podcast, one of the things that I really liked and I took away from it was, aligning the plan to your clients' lives, not the other way around. So rather than just focusing on the goals of retirement and college, like obviously those are going to be real, let's do that, but let's also make sure we're planning to have the best life that you want to have, making sure that if there's things you want to do, we can incorporate that in your plan as we work towards those longer term goals. And it's something that I think I've always tried to do. I think asking questions is a good way to help clients get there, but I'm definitely not as intentional as you are and your registered life planning designation would teach you to be. Can you kind of give the viewers and listeners kind of an idea of what that intentional process is that you take your clients through?
Yeah, so the first bit of the process is truly learning how to actively listen to people.
Which, as you know, I have a hard time doing. I don't shut up. Every one thing you said was you just have to ask a question and then be quiet. It's not our job as the advisor to interject and put our views and values into our client's mind. We just have to sit back, which I'm doing a horrible job of doing.
Exactly.
So back to
you. But like, think of it this way: like you as an advisor, you always want to give technical expertise right away. And what you learn through the process of becoming a financial life planner is it's your job on the front end to listen, not to give. So at first, what we're going to do is if you sat down with me, I would pretend, my goal in our first conversation is I'm going to pretend you have 10 marbles in your pocket, and my job is to give you the time and space and the comfort to bring those marbles out and put them on the table. I'm never going to judge them. I'm never going to look at the third one and go, oh, you went to Lawrence Central? Oh, do you know so-and-so? Because then that makes it so we have a shallow conversation and you never tell me what's important to you. I want you to bring out everything that's important to you, and then I want to invite you to prioritize those yourself. And then once you prioritize those, we're going to look at what could stand and what could possibly get in the way of you having those things in your life. And then we're going to put your money in line with your life so you actually live as great of a life as you can as quickly as possible. I think that's one of the big things that's the difference is, and you kind of pointed to it, most people come to a financial planner thinking, I want to retire when I'm 65, so I have this long-term goal I need to deal with. When you do financial life planning, you look at cash flow too, you start helping people figure out how to live better lives today. And still plan for the future.
So I mentioned that I've told a lot of people that our podcast episode is one of my favorites. And actually, if you look at my analytics, it's right up there as one of the top 3 or 4. So it's like a lot of people listen to it. But one of the things I remember and stood out to me is that, do I remember correctly that you said that there's something emotionally about when we hear our own goals back and our own wishes back that resonates with us more? So part of the process is, you said you're going to take down the 10 marbles, but then do I actually read those back, or do you tell them back to me?
So because we're on a short here, I don't want to get too in depth.
No,
yeah. The way that we work is when you write something down, you think it in your frontal cortex. When someone says your own words back to you, you feel them through your basically your lizard brain. It's how we function for the most part, right? So once you start to see what matters most to you, and your emotions can become a barometer on what matters most to you in life. And when that happens, you see the power of emotion and connection with people on what matters most to them.
So Talkin shops are designed to be short. Silas is getting antsy. Lucas is doing awesome. Lucas, thanks for being great. So we'll kind of bring this video to a conclusion, but if this topic is of interest to you, I would encourage you not to plug my own stuff, but to go back and listen to my podcast. And it's really Scott talking. So go back and listen to my podcast and hear what Scott has to say, and listen more to the 3 questions he's going to walk you through. And if life planning is something that resonates with you and something that you think you would like to have with your financial planning, where can they find you?
They can find me at stonestepsfinancial.com.
All right.
And at Scott R. Frank on Twitter.
Okay, and I will have links to those in the show notes as always. And make sure you give Scott a follow, because he told me at lunch there's some exciting things he's working on that'll be coming out soon that you'll get to hear and maybe see him some more. So you're going to hear more from Scott Frank, who I have a tremendous amount of respect for. So Scott, thanks for coming on. Thanks for making time for me while you're back visiting family. Silas, thanks for making it through. We'll have to see how that screech sounded in the edit. No high five. Oh, we got that on video too. So everybody, thanks for watching. Check the show notes. Go give Scott a follow, and we'll see you in the next episode.